everyone. We have all heard the famous saying, justice delayed is justice denied. Usually we use this phrase when a case takes years to reach its conclusion. But what if the justice is delayed not by years, not even by days, but by just few hours? Think about the moment a person is arrested late at night, a family's house is scheduled to be demolished before the sunrise, or someone is about to be deported from the country over a weekend. By the time the court reopened, the damage may already have been done, right? And that is where an important constitutional question arises. Should the protection of life and personal liberty stop simply because the court are closed? That is very important question that has now reached in front of the Supreme Court of India. The Supreme Court of India is considering whether India should have a 24/7 emergency judicial mechanism that allowing people to approach the court at any time when their life or personal liberty is under immediate threats. But why has Supreme Court of India now started to thinking about such a system now? The answer lies in a petition that was filed by the Supreme Court Advocate Maruvesh Rain. According to the petitioner, there have been several instances of late night arrest, early morning demolition drives, deportation, and other emergency executive action that take place outside normal court working hours. Now, these incidents may appear to be completely different from one another, but they all have one thing in common. They leave very little time for the affected person to seek a judicial protection, and that is exactly where the real concern begins. Because what is the use of having a constitutional right if they cannot protect you at the moment you need the most? That is precisely what the petitioner argued before the Supreme Court of India. According to the petitioner, access to the justice cannot remain limited to the office hours. The constitutional remedies should be available whenever a person's life or the liberties is under immediate threats. In fact, the petitioner makes a powerful observation. He said, the Constitution cannot fall silent at night, nor can the protection of liberty wait until the morning. But this immediate right raises an important question. Are the court completely inaccessible after the office hours? Interestingly, the Supreme Court itself discussed this issue during the hearing. The Justice Jomalaya Bagji pointed out that the court today are not entirely closed after the office hours. With the facility, he suggested there are facilities like e-filing, email, and virtual communication that the people can already reach the judiciary in exceptional situations. The judge even observed that a letter and an email or even a phone call may sometimes do enough to activate the justice delivery system. At first glance, this may seem the problem has already been solved, right? If the technology already allows the people to reach the court, then why there is need for another mechanism? Here, the petitioner answered this question by making an important difference. He said, the technology may provide access, but it does not provide a clear procedure. He means a person may send an email, but who will receive it? Who will decide whether this matter is genuinely urgent? And how quickly should the court respond? And what happened after that? Here, there is no uniform system that answers this question across our country. And that is exactly where the discussion took a new direction. Recognizing this gap, the Supreme Court of India agreed to examine whether a standard operating procedure or what we call SOP should be introduced. The objective of such SOP is quite simple, which means whenever an urgent matter that involving life or personal liberty that arises, there should be a clear procedure that ensures immediate attention, that irrespective of whether it is a daytime, nighttime, a weekend, or a public holiday. But having a procedure alone is not enough. The next question is, how quickly should the court respond? Keeping this question in mind, the Chief Justice Suryakant made an important observation. He suggested that in a genuine emergency cases, the court response should immediately come within 1 hour of receiving such a request. That observation reflects very purpose behind the proposed mechanism. When someone's liberty is under immediate threat, even the delay of few hours can make a huge difference. However, another practical issue still remains. One, who should actually prepare such system? During the hearing, the Solicitor General Tushar Mehta suggested that SOP should be prepared on the administrative side of Supreme Court of India. However, the Chief Justice of India pointed out that the Supreme Court cannot administratively direct the all High Court because India follows a federal judicial structure. In other words, while the Supreme Court can guide the process, a nationwide mechanism may ultimately require the judicial direction rather than merely a administrative decision. At this point, it is also important to understand what the Supreme Court has actually done. The court has not introduced a 24/7 emergency court system. Instead, it has only agreed to examine whether such a system or a mechanism is necessary and how it can be implemented effectively. If such system is eventually introduced, it could provide a quicker judicial protection cases that involving illegal detention, imminent demolition, deportation, custodial violence and other important violation of fundamental rights. Ultimately, this case is not really about the extending the court working hours. It is about the ensuring that the constitutional protection remain meaningful whether the citizen need them. Whenever the citizen needs them. Because threats to life and personal liberty do not follow office times. And perhaps that is why the Supreme Court is now considering a simple but a powerful constitutional idea. If our fundamental rights protect us, a 24 hours a day should not access to justice also available 24 hours a day. The answer to that question should shape the future of emergency judicial protection in India. And thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.